see Highway 10 down there, quarter-mile. And the clouds and the hills, which are alive with music. And behind that water tower, generally, it's covered with clouds, but generally you can see kind of mountains there, but not right now. Don't think I can capture the moon. Can I capture the moon? Where is it? Oh, I know it's up there somewhere. Well, anyway, take my word for it. This is the backyard. It's where the dog tries to dig a hole. We've got it covered full of rocks and bricks and things. It's me. It's been quite melancholy. I stayed in bed a long time. Turned the heated blanket up way high. I just wanted to fade away, and I've been feeling melancholy, extremely melancholy. I'll show you some plants that we have here that I planted. This is sorrel, S-O-R-R-E-L. It's red-veined sorrel. It's edible, kind of like a spinach or a kale. And it grows pretty well. I had a pepper plant. It died after it gave me a pepper. There's the hummingbird feeder. And the tomato, which has two bizarre looking tomatoes on there. This is a lavender bush. It's done quite well. That's an aloe plant. And this is rosemary. Hi, rosemary. And it smells great. It's got little flowers coming on it. Don't know if you can see. Yeah. And then here's my little gnome village. My little... Oh, the mailbox fell over again. Oh well. They've been out for a couple of years, so they're getting bleached by the sun. One guy's got a little garden going on here. And they've got a little duck pond, and in the back is a hedgehog and on a seesaw. There's a couple hedgehogs on a seesaw. He wants canned food for supper. He already ate crunchies and treat, didn't ya? He's spoiled. No, duh. My printer's not working right. My audiology test, the little black, I don't know what shape that's called, that's normal hearing, and the red part is what I could hear. So anything outside of that black rectangle thing is hearing loss. Bummer. Today's been pretty melancholy, pretty bummed out. You know, this hearing thing is really taking a toll on me emotionally, big time. I realized why I had that good sex dream the other night, Friday night, because it was Bear's birthday. If he was still alive. His birthday was the 16th. And that man never disappointed me. Okay, Shirley, enough of that. But I've been pretty, I don't give a rat's patootie if I didn't get a part in that theater thing. If they let me work on the set, I'm happy. Besides, if you get a part, you have to be there for all the commercials, the rehearsals. You want something, bud? Yeah, he wants something. Anyway. He likes to lay right here, and he gets all hunkers down and gets all comfy, nice and warm, and I pet him. But I was just playing with Spencer for about an hour. We were outside throwing lemons up as high as we could in the sky, and then when they land on the concrete, they go splat, and they open up and juice comes out. And I said, look, he's peeing. And we'd have a good laugh, you know. And he goes up in the sky. I throw it up again, you know, and it comes down, splat. And as they keep falling on the ground, they get kind of sloppier and sloppier, and we laugh. We have a good time. The neighbor's tree provides plenty of lemons. So basically, I pick a couple that are questionable and going out, you know, they're not, I wouldn't eat them. And we play with those. We also toss up big pine cones, which I found on a walk up the street. Spencer sure has a good time. We played with, I have an egg timer. Yeah, I know it's a pun on words, but it's a timer. And then I also have a timer for, like, autistic people. It's the red. You can see it from across the room. So when it gets closer and closer to going off, there's less red and less red. And less red until it goes off. But if you have something that you're going to do and you're on the other side of the room, you can keep track of this. And they come in different colors, so if you have more than one kid that needs to have some kind of time to keep track of. I think I got it through Special Needs or Autism website or something. Cat does not like it. Cat, I'm sorry, come back. Oh, he does not like it. Okay, Shirley, let's not take too much time. People are bored of you. Yes, they are. I got 3 weeks. 3 weeks until I get myself packed and ready to go to Georgia for 3 days. Well, Monday I go, Tuesday I'm there all day, and Wednesday I come back. I'd like to stay longer. I'd like to go here and there and everywhere, but money prohibits it. And presently, watching Spencer and stuff prohibits it. It's okay. I'd like to be able to make some money, because what I'm allotted every month, if I'm not extremely careful, it goes away real quick. If I weren't living with my son, I would not be able to live. And the people that never worked, like there are probably some people that married somebody and they never worked. They don't get Social Security because they never worked. What do they do? I don't know. I think things are set up kind of goofy, but better than it could be, I suppose. Some places don't have anything. Some places do have health care. Some places have basic health care, but if you want elective surgery or, you know, certain surgeries, you pay a portion or something because it's got through the taxes for their health care system. And I know people complain about the taxes, but taxes go up here too, and you don't really see a whole lot for it. Anyway, get off that bend, Grandma. Youngins today. Spencer got out the guitar. Finally, he's afraid of it, but not today with Daddy sitting in here. He wasn't afraid of it. And he was afraid to strum the strings. I tried tuning it, but he was messing with it the whole time, so I couldn't. But I'd put my finger down on the fret, and he'd pluck the string, and then I'd move it, and I'd pluck it again, and it was a different sound. So he's learning more and less today. More and less. Like the timer. The less red, the closer you get to the more red, the longer it takes for the thing to go off. And also thermometers. He's into thermometers as well. It tells you how warm or how cold it is. He's really likes that. And he went in the shed that's fallen apart and pulled out a dirt pH detector. And it has a little gauge on it. And he goes, like a thermometer? And I said, well, in a way, it tells you. It also tells you whether the soil needs nutrients or not. And it also has a place that can tell you how wet the soil needs to be or whatever. So I was trying to explain that to him. He was fascinated. He just loves scientific stuff. That's good. That means that at least he'll be a thinker. Whether he ever does anything or not, at least he'll think about stuff. Oh my. I'm not hungry, but I know I have to eat supper. I had a bratwurst yesterday. Brian was sick last night, throwing up. The other night he woke up with lower body problems all over the bed. They think it was food poisoning. They got a sandwich from George's Market Thursday. And I said, well, do you know who made it? No, it was just too many people, too many in line, and too many people, and people going here, there, and everywhere. And it's unlike George's to have bad food, because I've never had that experience. They're very clean. I don't know. It could be anything, really. I don't know. But Brian said I'm ravenous, but I just don't think I should eat anything. And I said, well, how about some tea and some crackers? I said, when I feel sick, that's what I eat. Or white rice. He goes, I don't like rice. So I said, okay. Well, tea will settle your stomach. I said, something, have you tried ginger ale? And he said, yeah, did nothing. I said, well, I said, you want a washcloth for your forehead or anything? And he said, no. So we just sat in here for a little while while Spencer and I were playing. Spencer gets into everything. I have these little patches, little dogs. They're dog faces and little bones. And he was throwing them all over the place. We were putting them back in the package. There's 3 different dog faces. And I said, what would you call this dog? Henry, what would you call this dog? Alf, what would you call this dog? What was the other name? Jeff. Okay. So, what are you doing there? Huh? He says, I'm not real happy and I'll wait here until you get up. Yeah, you loving me? Thank you. I love you too. Yeah? Oh, I can hear the stupid motor scooter kids. They live in the neighborhood somewhere and they're always going up and down on their dirt bikes. That drives me crazy. I hate it. For being someone who's supposed to be deaf, I can hear all that shit. There's only some things I can't hear. That's like a little beep 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 of a little pocket clock that I have in my bedroom. A travel clock. And once a long time ago, this was like 22 years ago, I had a watch that you could set a timer and it would make a real high little beep 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 beep. And I could never hear it. And people around me were like, what's that? What's that noise? So apparently, I don't know, maybe getting hit in the head all the time did it. Because when they asked me if I had any traumatic head injuries or anything like that, I totally forgot that my ex used to hit me with his fist right here. Right? Why here? Because I have hair, and if it bruises, it won't show. Yeah. Lovely life. Someday I'll make a little short video and just hit the highlights of why I'm as messed up as I am. But he used to hit me all the time, even when I was driving. I think that was before the kids. Maybe, I don't know. I can't remember. So I know pretty much how much person that's domineering or narcissistic and domineering, I know how those people work. And that's why I am scared to death of people that are in this mindless cult. I just don't understand. I don't understand it. I mean, the same thing happened in World War II when Hitler, the country was not doing well, and a lot of countries weren't doing well after the Depression. That Well, that didn't affect just this country. It affected all kinds of countries. And you get these people elected, and they promise you the moon, and you've been so down and out for a while, you're going to believe them. And the more they repeat it, the better it sounds. It's like why in the Depression times people would go to the movies, those Busby Berkeley movies where the ladies are swimming or making fashion designs and stuff as they're dancing, because people wanted escapism. They wanted to feel good. So you've got this big bloated windbag telling you all these things are great and wonderful, and he's going to be at the top of the shit pile making everything great and wonderful. People will believe that. I'm very skeptical, and I have been for a long time. And back when I was a teenager, it was don't trust anyone over 30 and question authority. Those were the two big things going on when I was a teenager. And I've been very skeptical. I don't just trust anybody. So if you're in my inner circle, as they say, or I pick you to go out with, or to date, or whatever, it's special. And I don't just talk to anybody, and I don't just, well, I mean, I can talk to anybody, but I don't have any friends. They're just nobody. I mean, I have some of you guys as friends, and I cherish that. I'm a hard grader if I were a teacher. I don't just hand out A's. And even though Bear was a womanizer, etc., etc., I felt like he was my soulmate. And I told him, I don't do whatever with anybody. I said, I've chosen, because I see qualities in you that match my ideals. So, yeah, I've been missing him a lot lately. I have a picture of him, and Spencer found the picture. Where did I put it? His name was, as he's been dead for years, Corrado Augusto Catania della Volta di San Nicandro. Corrado. And he went by the moniker of Bear or Big Bear. He used to weigh like 370 pounds or something, and he lost a lot of weight. A lot. So he got down to about 200 pounds. 6 foot tall. Very muscular. I miss him. I miss him so very much. My kids hated him, but you don't want to think of your mother bumping ugly or anything. Ew, ew, ew. And he was Sicilian. He has blue eyes. And his family was noble. He's a prince. He's in the book. And I even get birthday greetings from the Royal Society for having been with him. Yeah, his mother's I think she's probably gone now. She'd have to be. Was a duchy. And he's related to, way back when in the 1300s, a doge. And his grandma had a place up in Genoa, which I could have seen when I was up there, but I was too afraid to go look at. Their family made money with the insurance trade, with shipping back in the olden days, 1300s and 1400s and stuff. Yeah, I miss him a lot. People would look at it and go, "He looks like a hobo." Oh, he was a great guy. Get back to reality, Cheryl. Like I said, I don't do just whatever for anybody. I put my teeth in for you. Baby, take your teeth out one more time. Frank Zappa. Baby, take your teeth out, it'll be fine. Oh, God. I was telling someone at the auditions yesterday about the Muni in St. Louis. It's a municipal opera, amphitheater style outside during the summer in St. Louis. And how I took my sons there, and we saw a funny thing happen on the way to the Forum. And they had guest stars from outside come in. They don't do that anymore. It's too expensive. But the old man that goes around the mountain 7 times in the movie is played by Buster Keaton. On stage was played by John Carradine. The old man, David Carradine's father. And Pseudolus was played by Avery Shriver. And the Hysterium was played by Artie Johnson. Now, some of you people that are over a certain age probably know those names. But this girl that I was telling was probably maybe about 20. And she looked at me like I was talking Martian or something. I said, "You don't know any of those names, do you?" And I said, "Well, have you ever heard of the show Laugh-In? Artie Johnson was..." And she goes, "No." It just blows my mind. You can't talk to somebody. That's why you don't date somebody that's way, way, way far out of your age group, because they won't know what the fuck you're talking about. 4 years either way is really perfect for me. My husband was 8 years older than I, and there were some things that I didn't quite grasp or understand, because he was like into a different generation already, so... I certainly wish I could find someone to have fun with, but I know. My brothers would say, "Oh my God, is that all you think about? Just give it up. You're old." It's like, I'm old, but I'm not dead. You've talked for 1,000,000 years already. Yes, I have. Tomorrow's President's Day, and I'll probably come up with some offhanded explanation of what that is. Like when I tell people about Jesus, and people are going, "Oh my God, I don't even want to know." Well, you're going to find out about President's Day tomorrow. Upward and onward.